After 2 high roll mill, let us discuss about 4 high roll mill. In 4 high roll mill, it consists of 2 small rolls for thickness reduction and 2 large backing rolls to support the small rolls. The small rolls will reduce the roll force required as the roll sheet contact area will be reduced. The large backing rolls are required to reduce the elastic deflection of small rolls when the sheet passes in between them. Here we can see in the figure, we are having 4 rolls, having 2 rolls having equal in diameter and remaining 2 rolls are different in diameter. That means 2 rolls are smaller in size and among the 4 another 2 are bigger in size. The rolls which the workpiece is direct in contact, that is termed as working roll, and the remaining both which are in contact, roll contact, that is known as backing roll. That means working roll and backing roll. The roll which is in direct in contact with the workpiece, that is known as working roll, and the roll contact is the roll named is backing roll. In 4 high roll mill, it has roll stand with 4 parallel rolls, one above the other. Just you can see the slide, the rolls are parallel with each other, placed one above the other. Among the 4 rolls, 2 are of smaller in diameter, already discussed, and that why these small rolls are in contact with the workpiece, you can say these are working roll, and remaining 2 large rolls which is having larger in diameter. The top and bottom rolls are of larger in diameter and called as backup rolls. They are rotating in opposite direction to each other. Now you can see the direction of rotation also. The big rolls which are put, these are in opposite direction, as well as the small rolls are having opposite in direction also. The 2 middle rolls are smaller in diameter and called as working rolls. So again, if we compare in between 2, 3 and 4 high roll mill, you can find that in 4 high roll mills we are having heavy reduction in thickness we can achieve in 4 high roll mill. So you can say in another word, the rate of production is high if we compare with between the 3 high roll mill with 4 high roll mill. Again, in construction point of view, there also the both small rolls are also moves opposite to each other. The main function of these backup rolls is to provide the necessary rigidity to the small rolls. That of working rolls is to be concentrate the total rolling pressure over the metal. 4 high roll mills are used for production of hot and cold rolled steel, plates and slabs. That is, these are the uses of your 4 high roll mill. Now, in this slide you can find cluster rolling mill or named as cluster mill. Now, as per this uses small rolls for rolling. Now, as per your cluster mill, it is a special type of 4 high roll mill in which each of the 2 working rolls is backed up by 2 or more of the large backup rolls. That means here we are using 2 working rolls. That means the workpiece is directly in contact with the rolls. That means this number is 2, and Here, as per this figure is concerned, we are having 4 backup rolls. The number of backup rolls may be goes as high as 20 or more. That means the backup roll may be exceed up to 20. Here in this figure we are having 4 backup rolls. Depending upon the amount of support needed for the working rolls during the operation. That means we are having 2 working roll, and as per your backup roll is concerned, you can extend up to 20 or more as per the workpiece pressure is needed. This type of mill is generally used for cold rolling purpose. That means we are using this mill for cold rolling. Now, here in this figure you are having tandem rolling mill. Tandem rolling mill. This consists of series of rolling stations of the order of 8 to 10. In each station, thickness reduce is given to the sheet, which with each rolling station, the work velocity increases. This is fully used in industry practice, also with continuous casting operation. This results in reduction in floor space, shorter manufacturing lead time. That means in tandem rolling mills, the production rate is maximum because it is a series of rolling presses. In tandem, or it may be termed as continuous rolling mill, it is a set of 2 or 3 stand of rolls set in parallel alignment so that a continuous pass may be made through each roller without change of direction of the material. The rolls of each successive mill stand rotate at a faster speed than that of the preceding rolls. This arrangement is having a very high production rate. That means if we are using tandem rolling mill, then the production rate is maximum in comparison to the other 4 type of rolling mills. Now, you can see in this slide we are having hot rolling and cold rolling. Already we will discuss in this point in what is the hot rolling means. If the work material is heated to its recrystallization temperature, and thereafter we are putting the work material in between the rolls, it is named as hot rolling. And if the workpiece is not heated, that means you can say at atmospheric temperature it will put in between the rolls, then it is simply termed as cold rolling process. Now in this slide we can having some advantages and disadvantages of hot rolling mills. First, let us discuss about the advantages of hot rolling. The first advantages is large deformation can be accomplished and more rapidly by hot working, since the metal is in plastic state. That is the first advantages of hot rolling. That means more large deformation can be accomplished or achieved. Number 2, porosity of the material is considerably minimized. Porosity is minimized. Number 3, concentrated impurities, if any, in the metal are disintegrated and distributed through the metal. That means if the workpiece is contains certain amount of impurities, that can also be changed or reduced. Number 4, grain structure of the metal is refined and physical properties improved, because we are heating the material above its recrystallization temperature. Thereafter we put it into the hot roll, so the grain structure of the metal is refined and physical property improved. Already we will discuss, or you can read is these things in heat treatment in 3rd semester material science. Now These are the, as per the advantages is concerned, these are some advantages. Now discuss about some disadvantages. Due to high temperature, rapid oxidation or scale formation takes place on the metal surface, leading to poor surface finish and loss of metal. This is the advantages. Number 2, close tolerance cannot be maintained. That means close tolerance cannot be maintained in hot rolling because the metal is in liquid state, in ductile state. Sorry. It involves excessive expenditure because we have to heat the material to its recrystallization temperature, so it needs some flame to heat it, so the expenditure is more. That means it involves some high cost and also difficult to work handling, so tooling cost is also more in comparison to the hot rolling, cold rolling. Now we can discuss some advantages and disadvantages of cold rolling. As first of all, we discuss about the advantages. Water hard, half hard, full hard stock have higher amount of reduction. Number 2, this increases the yield point, grain orientation and material properties assumed, ductility decreases. Number 3, perpendicular to direction of rolling on behalf of without fracture. That means fractures is also less. Half material can be bent up to 90%, full hard can be bent up to 45%. These are some advantages of cold mill. Some another advantages, ductility reduction is not possible. The roll surface is also smooth. Now, if you consider about the disadvantages, better dimensional control than hot working is possible because the reduction in size is not much. So these are the advantages. Surface finish of the component is better because of no oxidation takes place during the process. Number 3, strength and hardness of the metal are increases. It is the ideal amount of increasing hardness of those metal which is not respondable to the heat treatment. Now in this slide it is a little bit DTP mistake. Here the advantages you have to consider it because the advantages side it is written as disadvantages, and in the disadvantages it is the advantages. So try to understand these things because already you know about that. So this is the advantages and disadvantages of cold working process. Now some difference between your hot rolling and cold working, because these are after having the advantages and disadvantages of hot rolling and cold rolling. Now we can compare between the difference between hot rolling and cold rolling. First of all, let us discuss some points about hot rolling. Thereafter we go to the cold rolling. Metal is fed into the rolls after being heated above the recrystallization temperature in case of hot rolling. But as we know, in cold rolling we are not heating the material at all. We directly put into the roll in atmospheric temperature. In general, rolled metal does not show work hardening effect. That means in the hot rolling case, and as per in the cold rolling case, the metal shows the working hardness effect after being cold rolled. And number 3 of hot rolling is coefficient of friction between two rolls and stock is higher. But in the case of cold rolling, the coefficient of friction between two rolls is very lowest. Then next, experiment measurements are difficult to make because the material is in heated state, so working is difficult. But here in the case of cold rolling, experiment measurement can be easily done. Then number 5, heavy reduction in area of the workpiece can be obtained. That means in the case of hot rolling case, but in the cold rolling case, heavy reduction is not possible. Then we can go in the again hot rolling case, mechanical properties definitely increases because we are heating the material to its recrystallization temperature. But in the case of cold rolling, we are not heating the material, so there is no chances of improvement of the properties. Again, heavy reduction may be increase the strength of the material, so increasing the failure mode also. Again, some hot rolling case, roll radius is generally large in size